What would you do if inheriting $50 million meant you had to marry a stranger in 30 days? For Sophia Chen, the stranger she chose wasn't a stranger at all, but the boy who once owned her heart. What neither of them expected was a rival heir determined to prove their marriage was a lie. Hello, beautiful friends. Welcome back to Blossom Stories. I'm so glad you're here. This is a place where love, faith, and second chances come alive, reminding us that in God's perfect timing, everything becomes beautiful. Before we dive into today's story, I want to pause and send a special thank you to some of our wonderful subscribers: Shalana Russell from Chula, Barbara from Zambia, Antonia Guinals from New York City, Dee Lawson from Georgia, Barbara Richardson from Greensboro, North Carolina, Katie Green from Georgia, and DeWanda 5 from Tampa, Florida. Thank you so much for being part of this family. You are the heartbeat of this channel. Now I'd love to hear from you. Drop in the comments where you're watching from, your city, your state, or your country. It's so amazing to see this community growing across the world. All right, let's get into today's story. Sophia Chen sat in the lawyer's office, numb, as the will was read aloud. Her great-aunt Vivian's Hampton's estate, 50 acres of gardens, sprawling halls, and priceless art, could be hers, worth $50 million. But there was a condition. Married within 30 days, she whispered. And the marriage must last a year. Mr. Patterson, the elderly lawyer, gave her a sympathetic look. Your great-aunt valued commitment, Miss Chen. She believed in family before fortune. Sophia nearly laughed. Just months earlier, her 3-year relationship had exploded in betrayal. Her boyfriend Marcus had cheated with her best friend. Marriage was the last thing on her mind. But giving up the mansion? Impossible. It had been her safe haven as a child, the only place she'd ever felt truly loved. Her pulse hammered. So I marry or lose everything? The will is ironclad, Patterson said. And if you decline, the estate goes to the next eligible heir, your cousin Leonard Whitmore. The name sent a chill through her. Leonard, a smug, distant cousin she barely knew, had always despised her. Sophia's world tilted. How do you find a husband in 30 days when you've sworn off love? 2 weeks into her impossible deadline, Sophia found herself doing something she never imagined: posting an ad on Craigslist. Temporary husband wanted. $100,000 compensation. 1-year marriage. No romance, no strings. The replies were a nightmare. There was Brad, who sent a shirtless gym selfie and suggested they make the marriage more fun. Delete. There was Harold, who was 73 and looking for a young nurse and a wife. Double delete. There was Kevin, who wanted to know if he could bring his girlfriend to family events. She was ready to delete the ad when one reply caught her breath. Sophia, I believe I can help, and I think I can provide the solution you are looking for. I'm financially stable, discreet, and have reasons of my own for needing this. Could we meet to discuss terms? DW. Something about the formal tone, the lack of creepy requests, and the simple initial signature made her curious. Against her better judgment, she agreed to meet DW at a small cafe in downtown Manhattan. What she didn't expect was for her fake husband to recognize her before she recognized him. At the cafe, Sophia chose a corner seat. She was halfway through her latte when a man in a navy coat walked in. Tall, dark hair, kind eyes behind wire-rimmed glasses, and a gentle smile that seemed familiar. He looked around the cafe once, then walked directly to her table. "Sophia?" he said, and his voice sent a shock of recognition through her system. Her breath caught. Danny? Daniel Warren, the boy next door, her childhood best friend. Her first crush. Her first heartbreak when his family moved away without warning. Now he was here, answering her ad. "Hello, Sophie," he said softly, using the nickname only he had ever called her. "It's been a while. 20 years, in fact. You're about to discover the shocking truth about why Daniel disappeared from Sophia's life, and why Aunt Vivian's inheritance was never really about the money." "I don't understand," she whispered. "I grew up in the house next to Aunt Vivian's," he said gently. "She was my grandmother's best friend. We spent every summer together until my family left. And when I saw your ad, I thought maybe fate was giving us another chance." Her heart reeled. "You left without a word, Danny. Do you know how much that hurt? I waited for you at our tree for hours. I thought you were dead or kidnapped or—" His expression darkened. "I wanted to say goodbye. My father took a job across the country. We had to leave immediately. I was 11. I didn't get a choice." Sophia folded her arms, defenses rising. "And now you just show up?" Sophia's suspicion flared. "Why are you here, Danny? Why answer my ad? Because you need me?" Daniel's eyes softened. "Because I need this too." Her pulse quickened. "Need what?" He hesitated, then admitted, "My grandmother left me her business. Worth 30 million, but only if I marry before my 31st birthday, and that birthday is 6 weeks away." Sophia froze. The coincidence was staggering. Two people, both desperate, both trapped by the past. Her suspicion rose like a wall. "So you didn't come here for me. You came here because you need something." Daniel's jaw tightened. His gaze met hers. "Maybe. Or maybe because I never stopped thinking about you." Sophia's breath caught. Was this fate, or just another betrayal waiting to happen? Logic won out over emotion. "Fine," Sophia said. "We'll marry. But this is a contract, nothing more. We live together, keep up appearances, and when the year is done, we walk away. And if somewhere in those 12 months, we remember why we fell in love in the first place?" Sophia's heart hammered against her ribs. "Then we'll cross that bridge when we come to it." Daniel's smile was bittersweet. "If that's what you want, Sophie." But the warmth in his voice unsettled her more than she cared to admit. They married 3 days later in a quiet ceremony at City Hall. The Whitmore estate became their uneasy new home. But they weren't alone. Leonard Whitmore appeared at the mansion's gates the very next week. He was tall, sharp-suited, with a smile that didn't reach his eyes. "Enjoying my estate?" he sneered. "Everyone knows your marriage is a sham. When I prove it, the inheritance is mine." Sophia's stomach knotted. If Leonard exposed them, everything, her future, her childhood home, would vanish. Days at the estate grew uneasy. Sophia and Daniel shared the same roof, but silence stretched between them. Trust was fragile, and doubt whispered in her mind. Then Leonard struck again. He returned to the mansion, smug as ever. "You think you've beaten me? Everyone knows your marriage is a lie. One way or another, Sophia. I'll take this estate." His words cut deep. Was he right? Was this all doomed to fail? That night, as the storm battered the windows, Sophia wandered the darkened halls of the mansion. Something pulled her upward. Toward the locked attic door Aunt Vivian had always forbidden her to open. And when she pushed the door open, dust swirling, shadows stretching, what she found waiting inside would change everything she thought she knew about Daniel. And about her great-aunt's plan. She stumbled upon a cedar chest carved with her initials and Daniel's. Inside were dozens of letters, Daniel's handwriting spanning 20 years. She tore one open. "Dear Sophie, I miss you. I'll find you again. Don't forget me." Sophia sat on the dusty attic floor for hours, reading letter after letter, chronicling Daniel's entire life from age 11 to 30. Tears filled her eyes as she read. 20 years of love, 20 years of searching. His first day at a new school in Seattle. I told everyone about you today. They think I'm making up having a girlfriend, but I don't care. You're real, and someday I'll prove it. His high school graduation. I should be celebrating, but all I can think about is how you should be here. We always planned to go to college together, remember? His college years. I'm studying business, but I'm taking creative writing classes too because I remember how much you loved stories. Maybe someday I can write our story. Recent letters from just months ago. I hired another private investigator to find you, Sophie. I know it's been 20 years, but I can't give up. I won't give up. If you're reading this someday, know that not a day goes by that I don't think about you and wonder what if. By the time she reached the last letter, dated just 6 weeks ago, Sophia was crying so hard she could barely see the page. Sophie, I found you. Mr. Patterson told me about Aunt Vivian's will, and I know this sounds crazy, but I think she planned this. I think she kept us apart all these years because she was waiting for the right time to bring us back together. I'm going to answer your Craigslist ad tomorrow. I'm going to fight for you, for us, for the life we should have had if you'll let me. Forever yours, Danny. And Aunt Vivian had kept them all. But there was one more secret hidden in that attic, one that would finally reveal Aunt Vivian's true plan. At the bottom lay a sealed envelope in her great-aunt's handwriting. If you're reading this, Sophia, then Daniel's letters have reached you. I kept them because I knew you both needed time. You, to learn your worth alone. Daniel, to grow into the man he was meant to be. Love, to endure, must be chosen freely, not clung to out of desperation. My inheritance was never about wealth, but about bringing you together at the right time. Forgive me, and trust that I only wanted you both to be ready for forever. Sophia's tears blurred the words. Aunt Vivian had orchestrated everything. Days later, Leonard returned, this time with evidence. He waved a stack of papers at her. I've hired investigators. Witnesses. Proof you married that man for money. The court will strip you of everything. Sophia's blood ran cold. If Leonard exposed them, their marriage, and Daniel, would be destroyed. But Daniel stepped forward, calm and unshaken. Go ahead, Leonard. Drag us to court. Because when they see the truth, it won't be me on trial. It'll be you. He handed Sophia another sealed envelope from Aunt Vivian's will. It read, If Leonard contests Sophia's inheritance, he forfeits all claims permanently. Because greed is the surest proof of unworthiness. Leonard's face drained of color. He had played right into Aunt Vivian's trap. That night, under the roses Aunt Vivian had loved, Daniel knelt before Sophia. His voice trembled. I know this started as business, he whispered, but 20 years, Sophie. 20 years of letters, of searching, of waiting. I love you. Will you marry me again? Really marry me? Not for inheritances or legal contracts or anything else, except the fact that I've loved you for 20 years and I want to spend the next 20 loving you even more? Tears spilled down her cheeks. Yes. 1,000 times. Yes. But their first real kiss in 20 years would be interrupted by a discovery that proved their love story was even more magical than they'd ever imagined. As Daniel leaned in to kiss her, their first real kiss since they were 11 years old, Sophia's hand brushed against something metal hidden beneath the bench. Wait, she said, pulling back. There's something else here. Together, they discovered a small metal box buried in the soft earth beneath the bench. Inside was another envelope and a tiny velvet jewelry box that made Sophia's breath catch. The box contained an antique engagement ring, a stunning vintage sapphire surrounded by tiny diamonds, set in intricate platinum filigree that caught the last rays of sunset. The envelope contained a single sheet of paper in Aunt Vivian's handwriting. This ring belonged to my grandmother, and her grandmother before that. It's been waiting for the right Whitmore bride for over a century. I always knew it would be yours someday, Sophia. 6 months later, the Whitmore gardens bloomed with white roses as Sophia walked down the aisle in a lace gown Aunt Vivian had left for her. Daniel waited at the altar, eyes shining. As vows were exchanged, Sophia slipped into his hand the first letter he had ever written her. "You kept your promise," she whispered. "It only took 20 years," he said, grinning. The garden erupted in applause as they sealed their love with a kiss. Real this time, not bound by contracts, but by destiny. And as they walked down the garden path together toward their second chance at forever, Sophia realized that some love stories are written in the stars. They just take a while to read. 5 years later, laughter echoed through the gardens of the Whitmore estate. Emma swung beneath the old oak tree where a boy once carved his promise. James chased butterflies through the roses that had witnessed a century of love stories. On the porch, Daniel closed his notebook, the same hand that had written letters for 20 years, this time writing the story of the life they had built together. Sophia watched her family and felt the truth settle deep in her heart. Aunt Vivian hadn't just left her a mansion. She had left her a legacy of love. A reminder that sometimes destiny hides in waiting until the moment you're brave enough to claim it. And as the evening breeze rustled the roses, Sophia could almost hear Aunt Vivian's laughter. Warm, knowing, victorious. And so, Sophia realized the truth. Aunt Vivian's inheritance had never been the mansion. It had always been love. True love isn't about perfect timing. It's about perfect trust. Ecclesiastes 3:11. He has made everything beautiful in its time. What about you? Would you marry a stranger for $50 million? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you so much for spending this time with me, my friends. If this story touched your heart, don't forget to like, share, and most importantly, subscribe so you never miss the next beautiful love story. And if you'd like to keep the magic going, be sure to click on the playlist at the end of this video. There you'll find more unforgettable love stories, filled with hope, faith, and second chances, just waiting for you. See you next time, and remember, love is free.